Hey guys, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am coming to you from Santa Teresa, Costa Rica, which, as you can see, is absolutely beautiful. It's been about 3 weeks since I left Pakistan. I was there for 1 year, and the mission in the beginning was to review the top 5-star hotels in Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi. If you're traveling to Pakistan and you're only going to the north, this video won't help you at all. The only place in the north that I went to was Kashmir, and I really only reviewed 2 hotels there. They're fabulous in Muzaffarabad, but they didn't make this list. So if you are only traveling to the north, just pop out of here. This is not going to help you at all. But if you would like information on the best hotels, the most exquisite stays, the most pampering experiences that you can have within the hospitality sector in either Islamabad, Lahore, Karachi, and my absolute favorite hotel, which of course if you follow my channel you'll know exactly where it is and what it is. It is in Balochistan, and that is the one we are going to start with right now. Okay guys, yes, top on my list is the Quetta Serena Hotel. Now, I'm going to give you a quick what I loved and what I didn't love, and probably start running the hotel footage. There are a couple of hotels I couldn't keep it under 2 minutes. I tried to keep all of the video clips at about 1:45 seconds, so you get a feel for them, but it's not too much. And then there's links down below to the complete videos, which are somewhere between 6 or 7 minutes to like 15 minutes, depending on the property. So Serena Quetta was my favorite. I spent about 20 days in that hotel over 2 different trips. In the first trip, the Serena brand was we had a really lovely relationship, and they were already seeing bookings from the Serena Islamabad and Serena Faisalabad videos that I had shot for them. So they upgraded me to this super fabulous suite that was the most opulent of all the suites I stayed at in Pakistan, and it was in Balochistan. So people don't understand, I think sometimes, what I said once in a speech this year in Islamabad is that where Pakistan is misunderstood on the world stage, Balochistan is misunderstood domestically. And that also very much includes the Serena. You are going to love it. The outdoor garden was part of what made it my favorite, but also that suite was just amazing. And when you walked in, it felt like a Serena. You know, those like rich textiles that they use and the vibrant colors. If you follow my channel or my Instagram stories, in the bedroom you'll see an ottoman. That is the ottoman I broke my toe on in Balochistan as well. I actually lost 2 toenails and broke a toe in different moments in Balochistan. But anyway, this is the Serena Hotel in Quetta. It is absolutely wonderful. I hope you'll make an effort to go out and plan a lot of day trips out of Quetta just to stay at this amazing spot. Okay guys, number 2 on my list is outside of Islamabad, about 45 minutes. This is the Highland Resort. And for me, I went back to this place again. You'll see that my favorites were places that I visited more than once. Highland Resort is where I felt like this peace and escape, and it's truly a wonderful property. I had a corner room, which I totally recommend. I loved the food there as well, which I didn't love at all of the hotels. So Highland Resort, their food is fabulous, and the views are just wonderful. You will have a great time. I've done it where I've hired a car and driver. I also just took an Uber up once. So it's very easy to get there. I would say escape for 2 or 3 nights because one is not enough. It's too much of a drive on curvy roads. So this is Highland Resort. Okay, now number 3 on my list is another Serena property. This is the Islamabad Serena, which is the only 5-star deluxe hotel in all of Pakistan. And 5-star deluxe is a designation that's given to properties that comply with a couple of extras. They're not 7-star, but they are above and beyond what a 5-star is required to possess to make it a 5-star hotel. The food is phenomenal. If you saw my top 5 restaurants for romantic date nights video, you know that one of the restaurants made it into that. The food is fantastic. The service level is fantastic. The rooms, I had a room, not a suite, and they have different buildings, and I feel bad, I cannot remember which one had the best view. I only stayed there once, but the spa is the best spa of any of the hotels in Pakistan. So I would highly recommend, again, a few nights there, and a day at the, moments at the spa each day. I went in for massages. When I was back in Islamabad staying at other properties or staying for a couple of weeks, I would also use that as my place for pedicures. It's just super chilled, very relaxing, and it's a pretty, pretty property. It is basically where the who's who of all of Pakistan stay when they are in Islamabad. You don't stay anywhere else but Serena, and here you can see why. Okay guys, next on my list is one of the very few boutique hotels that are actually in Pakistan. I don't know why boutique hotels aren't more popular in the country, but they're just not. There's lots of guest houses, but it's like you go from 5-star, fabulous, big property to lower, like the middle ground in between like 4-star and 5-star, it's tough. And there just aren't a lot of cute boutique hotels. So this is the Bella Hotel, which was very, very close to Faisal Mosque. I flew the drone and I didn't realize how close it was until I had done that on the first day I was there. It's also one of the few properties that you can actually get out and walk around, and it's located right next to a park. There's only one other. That's not on this list. There are very, very few properties you can just get out and walk around at. So this one had a wonderful park if you want to go in the morning or in the evening to do, run laps or power walk. Nice little place to read a book. The rooms are all decorated different, and I have stayed there a couple of different times. I loved the rooms both times. I don't think I shot video both times because I only have this room to show you. But friends of mine, the Jet Lag Warriors, stayed there. Ivana and Steve, they had a great time. I will say, the only negative for me with them was the food. But once I kind of knew that, I just planned my meals elsewhere. But everything else is fantastic. The location's amazing, the views are very pretty, and it's just a really nice romantic-y feeling boutique hotel with an exterior that's truly charming. Okay, the puppy and I. Hey. Okay, wait, hold on. Gotta get the puppy out of my dress. Come here. Hi. Now we're moving over to Lahore, and the first on my list, this was a struggle for me because I think that the first two are sort of tied for me, but hi puppy. But I did stay the most out of all of my stay in Pakistan at the Defense Raya Golf and Country Club. Now this is a joint venture between the Pakistan Army and a Malaysian hospitality company. It is the place, I will say, in all of Pakistan, and this is including the Serena hotels, that had the most consistent kitchen. The menu items that I would order time and again, there was once I was disappointed in something at Defense Raya, and I had been staying there like, I don't know, a couple weeks at that point. I kind of used it as my home base in Lahore. And I didn't like what was sent. It was a lasagna, but they didn't do it traditionally. They did it like with a lot of sauce and just kind of put it in a bowl. Anyway, it wasn't what I had envisioned. And I sent it back. The chef and the hospital, like the F&B manager, both came up to my room. I had said that I would just call down and order something else, but it really bothered them that I had sent something back. And that goes to show the quality and the service level that you get there. It's a really special place. If you golf, you're gonna love it. I've stayed there in the suites, which are great for families or if you're having a party, because it really is a big separate room with the dining room and living area. I've also stayed in a few of the different rooms, both on the golf side and the terrace side. I will say that I preferred the golf side because it was so serene and I loved my balcony. But I did stay my last couple weeks in Pakistan on a courtyard view, and I could see the sunset every night. So that made it kind of worth it. Anyway, this is Defense Raya. I send a big shout out to all the team there who took care of me. Literally, I think for 4 months collectively, I've stayed at Defense Raya. All right, next on my list is the PC Lahore, Pearl Continental Lahore. Now, again, I have gone, wait, have I gone back? No, I went back to the PC Karachi a couple of times. I had so much fun there. They had the best Chinese restaurant for me in all of Pakistan. The suites are really pretty, and you go up in a glass lift, and the suites are around an atrium that's opened up in the middle. And it was like there were 2 different rooms of the bathroom, and one had this massive bathtub. I had such a fun time in that suite. It was a really pretty, like 4-cornered bed. So it felt like some place that you would go for an anniversary or somewhere special as well, because the suite itself was just so inviting and so romantic in its feel with the different woods and the white, like beautiful linens and all of that. But this is one hotel I completely recommend. Their pool was really lovely too. So, and I did see like the crew from British Airways and a couple of other airlines out by the pool, you know, and they were in bikinis and just, you know, it's a 5-star hotel. It's international standards there, dress more so than once you step off the property. So if it's somewhere that you want to swim or like soak up the sun, this is one of my favorite pools of, sorry, the puppy. This is one of my favorite pools of all of Pakistan. Okay guys, next in Lahore is the Nishat. And this is the new one, not the one in Gulberg, but the one that's above the Emporium Mall. It was like months new when I was first there. I don't remember exactly how much, so you have to watch my longer version to figure that out. But it has such an amazing, it has such amazing art in the lobby, And the feeling that you get when you walk in is different to any other hotel in all of Pakistan. The rooms are also really nicely appointed. They have that kind of shabby chic feel, like a hint of luxury, but it's comfort and combined together. And they are the only hotel that I reviewed out of 28 hotels that truly is using sustainable, eco-friendly amenities in their bathrooms. So they have larger bottles for shampoo, conditioner, shower gel in the shower that they refill. They don't give you single-use plastics that we know are just filling up the landfills, and you know, especially in the hospitality sector and at hotels, it's a lot of plastics consumed. So that was amazing. The only comment I have, oh, I did love the Italian restaurant. I had a really wonderful meal there. Like, oh, I left there so full. But they only have 2 restaurants, and one's buffet, and there's like a coffee, like a small cafe as well. But there's just the one a la carte menu restaurant. So for me, that was a little bit limiting. I like a little more variety, and I do not like buffets. So that's my only negative about the Nishat. But it was fun to have the mall down below. I actually went down and I discovered those Pakistan, if you follow my channel, you know I was wearing like the same X number of dresses over and over again in Pakistan. And those were all from Nishat Linen, a partner, well, like a sister brand of theirs. Absolutely recommend it. Okay, now the next 2 on my list, again, were kind of tied. So I would take the order of the first 2 with a grain of salt because I love them both almost equally. The first is the Movenpick in Karachi. Now, the room that I stayed in, they called it a suite, but it doesn't have doors in any way to completely barrier off one room from the other. So for me, that doesn't really categorize it as a suite. But I will say it was kind of like one of my top 2-3 favorite rooms or suites out of my entire year. So that says a lot. Out of 28 properties, I would say it's probably tied with the Serena suite as my favorite. It has an executive floor with an executive lounge. You needed a key card to access my particular floor. And as a solo female traveler, I really appreciated that kind of extra level of service. The room is fabulous. They also have, let me see, I was there during COVID, so with a lot of these properties that I'm showing you, I wasn't able to visit all of the restaurants because at times when I was visiting, they were actually closed. So I enjoyed the Pakistani restaurant a lot. That food was fabulous. Definitely do a meal there. They also have a really nice outdoor pool area, and I went there a couple of times. It's just really peaceful and nice, and the pool is quite charming. It's quirky. There's like a British telephone that's set up out there just as something really random. Movenpick is also the best hotel in Karachi that has a spa. Well, it has the best spa of all the hotels. The others just have a couple rooms off the health, like the gym, basically to use for massage. So they have a proper spa that was really, really nice. Went for a massage, did pedicure. That was a nice escape. Really love Movenpick. It feels very new, even though the renovation that they did most recently was several years ago. It still feels fantastically new. Okay, hold it. Puppies are moving. I don't know what's going on. Okay, next on my list is the Pearl Continental Karachi. Now, this place I also loved. I used it also as a home base. Just like Movenpick, I went back for about 10 days at each one when I needed someplace to lie low. The suite, okay, the property itself is really lovely. And the suite was really nice. This again, I would say is more like for a family. It had a very separate like dining and living area. And It was really like nice and bright inside, the way that if you've been to Pearl Continental, you know they use like a very specific facade on the building, and that's what the windows like are shaped out as. But I stayed in, I think I went back there twice or 3 times, so I stayed in different rooms and always loved it. PC Karachi is home to one of my top 5 favorite restaurants as well, if you saw that video. This time it's the Japanese restaurant, and they have just amazing, amazing quality ingredients. They fly in their octopus from Dubai. The service level is amazing, and it's just a very pretty restaurant that has wonderful views of this expansive park that's right in front, and it's lovely. It also, okay, I don't normally talk about kids stuff, but it was home to the coolest kids club that it's only this one and Lahore Defense Raya that had kind of the coolest kids club in my opinion. So this is the PC Karachi, one of my top 10 favorites here in Pakistan. Okay guys, and last on my list is the Luxury Beach Hotel. Now, this is not a 5-star hotel. I would say it's like 4, but the location is phenomenal. And they have a restaurant that sits out over the water that is just the most wonderful, wonderful restaurant. It's a seafood restaurant. So they do like fresh grill and all of that. But I was in one of their corner rooms on, I think, the top floor. And I think they called it a suite, but it wasn't really a suite. It had a couple of chairs in an outer sitting room with a door that would shut. So I suppose in theory it does categorize as a suite for that. But it's just, it was really pretty inside. It had this like very pretty white and blue decor that was, it was welcome. It was pretty. It was really pretty. And I had these 2 great windows that looked out onto either a river or like a flow of water, maybe there were mangroves on the other side. And then I had the port out to another view from my right-hand window. But I loved that place for the location. I would completely recommend a couple of days there. It's one of those places, it's one of the few properties you could get out and walk around as well, like in a nice environment. So for that, I also really loved it. This is part of the Avari chain of hotels, and it was the very first Avari property that they ever opened back like the 40s or 50s, something like that. I've seen where it's been called a heritage property, but it's not a heritage property, but it does have that heritagey feel to it. So go spend a couple days. That view and that location is just wonderful. Okay guys, well the sun is about to set here soon in Costa Rica. I hope this video was helpful if you are planning a trip to Pakistan and looking for the best 5 stars in the major cities or Balochistan. This list is definitely genuinely like my hand on my heart, my favorites. I am also going to put a list of my favorite budget hotels. I didn't review very many of them, but I did have them scattered about. So I've put that list together. So next week, do look out for that video. And yeah, that's it guys. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world. I send a big hug, a big kiss. I'm gonna grab some wine and watch this amazing sunset and appreciate this week I'm spending in Costa Rica. Ciao.